Yup.
What up?
You know what it is.
Another one.
It's Monday.
What's good? What's good?
We're back home.
Need an encore, y'all. You should welcome me back. What's going on, good people? Let's get everybody get in here. Happy Monday.
December 6th, 2021.
Year's almost over. Let's finish out strong, man.
We told you how that in February. The year's almost over. Now it's really almost over.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Hope everybody is writing down their goals, but more importantly, they're planning on how to reach their goals for next year.
And hopefully you've executed on the goals you set in 2020 for 2021 and didn't procrastinate. And hopefully you've executed on some of the information, if not all of it, because I'm sure it's been beneficial for your portfolios, which is always beneficial for your family and you.
What's up? Earn Your Leisure. The mighty Earn Your Leisure EYL is in the building. Shout out to MG, the mortgage guy, on the check-in. Shout out to Fresh Fit Podcast. The bros. Yes.
Myron, what's good?
We did their podcast yesterday. If you get a chance, check it out on their channel. Shared a lot of information, dropped a lot of gems. Always good when we get to connect with those guys. So shout out to them. Thank you for the hospitality. Appreciate it. What's up? What's up?
What's good, boy?
How y'all feeling?
Can't complain, man. Can't complain.
Good. And if you guys have not taken advantage of the stuff that we call, tonight's show would be called Told You So. Pineapple, I'm joking. We're going to get y'all right for 2022.
That's it. That's it, man. Did you see the text I just sent in the group chat?
Yeah, I did. That's pretty.
Time has come.
Yeah.
I know a guy who knows the guy who can help. You know.
Yeah, man. We gotta.
They should invite us to the next game they go to.
We ain't get through to them yet. Some people still haven't gotten the message of financial literacy, so the job is not done. We still got a lot of work to do.
Oh, they're gonna get it when this crash comes. I know they're selling for tax purposes, yada yada. Okay. How many? Everybody put in chat, not the yes thing. We're gonna do that later. How many CEOs have taken profit for tax reasons thus far? Numbers getting scary, right?
Big numbers. 69 we got 69 billion from the.
That was last week.
That was last week.
Oh yeah. That was a number. Yeah, it's got to be updated now.
Yeah, for sure.
Big companies.
We got a lot to talk about this week. But first, before we start, just wanted to thank everybody that came out to our activation at Art Basel. Yes. It was extremely legendary situation. Shout out to Ian, of course. He put on a great performance Saturday night.
Outstanding.
Packed house, line around the corner. Shout out to Shine, the legendary Shine was in the building. We got to interview Shine.
It's a new day in the rap game.
Just Blaze.
That's good.
Nobody sells records but Sean Pope.
Hey.
Just Blaze put on probably the best DJ performance I've ever seen in my life.
The full footage of that should come out.
And I missed it.
Yeah, you missed it. You definitely missed it.
I love y'all. Y'all got to quit holding me up, especially when I'm with my baby. I need to go see the boy about getting the joints for the soundtrack. Missed the whole set. No intro.
Listen, shout out to B. 13th and Create. Shout out to my man Brandon. He catches all the footage. Yo, we were going. It was like karaoke night for me and him. We were going back and forth. He couldn't even shoot properly because we were just going so crazy. Just put on.
That was dope for me.
Outstanding. That's not even a word.
Legendary.
That was
dope for me.
And I put on a tux to go to the prom. Couldn't even get in the
building. So yeah, shout out to Just. And that was just on Saturday night. Of course, we had DJ Khaled on Friday.
You just don't gloss over that?
Another one. Shout out to Khaled. That was a great conversation. Shout out to Steve Stout for putting that together, for being in the building. Shout out to Maverick Carter.
Wait, did I tell you my college story?
No.
So
please tell it.
Real quick. So we're on the boat yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry. We're on the yacht. 2 yachts yesterday. And we're coming back. And I'm just admiring these homes on the water. I'm like, this is incredible. Like, what I'm noticing is that most of the lights are on. I'm like, yo, nobody's going to even live in these things. This is crazy. I'm talking about $20 million homes they look like, right?
Star Island.
And so I see one, and I'm like, Star Island. I'm like, looking, I'm like, yo, that grass looks pretty familiar. I'm like, nah, that's Khaled's house, I think. I'm like, just casually saying it to myself. And then I'm looking, and then I see this big picture of Assad. I'm like, oh, shit, this is really Khaled's house. And then as we keep going, yo, Khaled is sitting at the dinner table in the crib. I'm like, yo, this
Chef
is really
Melissa.
Khaled. Shout out to Chef Melissa. Shout out to Khaled.
Yo, shout out to DJ Khaled. That's legendary.
Legendary dude.
Shout out to Elliot Wilson that came through. Shout out to Mike Son. Shout out to Tamika Mallory.
Yes.
Shout out to Manny Fresh for DJing on Thursday night. Shout out to Kai from FaZe Clan. But most importantly, shout out to our partners at United Masters.
Yeah, shout out Ryan.
Ryan was with us last night. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Jonathan. The whole team, man. Dave, what up? Benny Pugh. Shout out to Benny Pugh. Shout out to Benny.
It just gets more legendary every week, man.
And Apollo was last week. That's the crazy.
That's the crazy thing about it. That's the crazy thing about it. And you know, it's a marketing strategy that I will not talk about right now, but maybe one day. Yeah. But
we need 380 million cash
at least. But you know, we just came off the Apollo, of course. You know, the legendary Art Basel run. No time to rest. Oakland, California. This Saturday, we are putting on a free, keyword free, real estate expo with our partner MG the Mortgage Guy and a bunch of real estate professionals from the Bay Area. We're going to be talking about real estate financing. We're going to be talking about local rules as far as the Bay Area is concerned. We're going to talk about how to invest in real estate. We're going to be talking about everything that you need to know about buying a home and investing in a home from like 10 o'clock to like 6 o'clock. Free. Sponsored by the good folks of Chase. Shout out to Chase. Shout out to Chase Bank. Thank you for doing the right thing on this. Yes. And, you know, it's holiday time. So, you know, this is the last event that EYL is going to do for the year. So we wanted to just do something and just, this is kind of like, this is better than giving away turkeys. This is giving away information, and everything is about information. So we're going to give away information all day. Come early. And you must RSVP. The link is on our website. I'll also pin it, but go to the events tab on earnyourleisure.com and sign up. Yeah. Sign up. We're going to see you there.
Yeah, we're going to have some time to network too. So that's going to be
networking event. It's going to be a whole vibe. It's going to be a whole vibe.
Shout out to Oakland. The last time we were in Oakland, obviously y'all already know. It's called Wrap the Block.
Shout out Roby. Yeah, I can't wait to come out there.
Now we don't even have to wrap the block. We want everybody to come inside and sit down and get some information from our good brother MG and a bunch of professionals in the real estate game. Obviously, we'll be there as well. Gonna be some dope giveaways. It's gonna be a whole situation. So this Saturday, be there,
Oakland, San Francisco, Vallejo, the whole area. All right, I don't want to waste too much time. Just make some quick announcements. Tomorrow, EYL, we got OTE. You know what that is, Ian? Overtime. Elite. They have a facility in Atlanta, Georgia, where they pay athletes. They pay high school students. So it's a high school pro league, and you get paid anywhere from like $200,000 to
$100 at the minimum,
$100,000 to $1 million a year. You ain't hear about this?
Mike, you play there?
No.
They played against them.
They played against them, though.
Okay.
It's
I gotta tap in.
No. It's going to revolutionize the whole situation. So the whole day is built around training. They got like, you know, tutors for the kids, but they get paid. They pay. It's like a professional league, and they got 3 teams. And everybody has come. Like all of the NBA scouts have come. 2 Chainz, Migos. Their facility is crazy. It looks like an NBA arena. Like it's crazy. Super interesting story about athletics, money, amateur athletics, pro athletics. So that is a story that if anybody's interested in sports, everybody always talks to us about this NLE.
NIL. Yeah, I'm still sponsoring too, by the way.
Thinking of Chopper.
Yeah. So this is one of those episodes that we break down the business model. If you're interested in sports, if you have a son or a daughter, or if you just interested in business, this is going to be a big one. This is like one of those 60-minute exposés. And we interviewed the head of operations, but we also interviewed a player.
I was just going to say that. Aaron. So shout out to Aaron Ryan, who's the head of operation. But it's very rare that we have a first. Like we've done a lot of things. This is the first. This is going to be our first interviewer who was an amateur that went pro. Yeah. Shout out to my man Bryson Warren. Remember the name?
He was Player of the Year in Arkansas 2 years in a row as a sophomore. First player ever in the state to do that. He's a junior now. We interviewed him. He's definitely going to the league out of high school.
He's ill with it.
Going to the league. So
and I got his jersey, which is dope. I got to buy his jersey, and he gets proceeds from me buying it. So it's just a unique situation that they got down there. Atlanta always sent.
I'll be taking hella notes on this one.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
That's gonna be a dope one. So that's tomorrow, 8:00. Check it out. Shout out to EY University. Shout out to my brother Charlemagne.
Peace to God.
Fire in chat right now. Fire in chat right now. The earners were in the building last night for the book club. Whoa.
Yeah, Charlemagne came to our book club, and that was really, really big. Spent an hour talking to the earners. So we just had orientation. We have a class this weekend, this Wednesday.
Yeah, he's back. His class went so crazy last time. We have the credit dude, Jose Rodriguez, coming back.
Jose Rodriguez.
That's our guy.
Mr. Value himself.
Credit dude.
That's his new nickname.
Credit dude. Yeah. And then so we got a jam-packed week for you guys. We love you guys. Thank you for championing Market Mondays. Thank you for showing up every time we do something. We don't take it for granted. We deeply appreciate you guys.
Yeah. And I wanted to take more pictures and give more gems. Ryan had to pull me off stage, and I was never going to be invited again. So I'm gonna send you a picture of what it looked like when you came up the stage and they just surrounded you. I got a picture of it. It was crazy.
Like the Beatles.
UTA, what we doing? I'm a star, baby. Hey,
I'll make a call. I'll make a call.
And Vincent Warren. Pineapple juice flowing, and kudos to Charlemagne. I appreciate the love. I want to say publicly. You didn't have to tell anybody that made you money, but to have made you money, $100,000 in 2 weeks after investing after coming out Breakfast Club. Thank you. I appreciate you. That's why I'm the greatest of all time, because of the games, not because of my ego. Love y'all. Mike, chop that up and put the clip in.
Yo, shout out to all our people in the financial literacy space that pulled up on us too. I know our brother 19 Keys was with us. Yeah. Nacho Banger was in the building. Shout out to Circle CEOs in there. Big business. My dude, Greg Parker, was in the building, man. A lot of people pulled up.
Kiana Watson.
That's a fact. Kendra, what up?
MG, the mortgage guy.
And CEO Mary J pulled up too.
CEO Mary J. Shout out to Mary J.
We was in there heavy.
I missed the whole vibe Friday being late.
Oh, man. Was it Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Friday was Yeah.
Friday was it.
Shout out to the trap. Yeah, you know what? We got to give a huge shout out to our people at Ally. Obviously, y'all know they are a major component in the sponsorship of Market Mondays, and they were a part of the Art Basel activation. So shout out to the team at Ally, all the team that came in. The CMO was there. Shout out to Jack and Erica and everybody over there. So Ally Financial is a leading digital financial service company with passionate customer service and an innovative financial solution. They are relentlessly focused on doing it right and being a trusted financial service provider to both customers and communities. So get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on things that matter to you. Shout out to the team at Ally. Shout out to Jess. Shout out to Jess Invest. We had one of the biggest episodes of the past few months. And,
she was there.
And on your leisure. So shout out to Jess.
Yeah. Disclaimer.
Oh, yeah. Come on now. Do your own research. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important you do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. This is a good message brought to you by the good folks at Earn Your Leisure and the good brother Ian Dunlap, the master investor. Do your own homework.
Please.
Or copy mine.
And my content is not to be copied, remixed, reused, repurposed. Just because we friends don't mean you can't do webinars on it. Please, I'm gonna let my lawyer do his lawyer thing. Otherwise, I don't want to cause Rashad any more headaches.
Oh yeah, let me speak on that. So any information that Ian gives you guys is for your own personal use, as far as to utilize it and make money, provide for your family. But it is not to be like repackaged and sold.
Diddy invented the remix, not you. Let it go.
Yeah. So let's not do like that. Let's not like do webinars where we're actually selling the information that he has coined. You can use the information for your own personal good, but don't just do the right thing in life. You just gotta do the right thing. And if you're not sure, this is what I learned. If you're not sure, ask. That's the golden rule in life. If you're not sure, ask, and don't do something until you get permission.
The answer is no.
So there you have it.
Crystal ball, lifelines, anything.
All right, there you have it. Ian, the floor is yours.
No, let's get right to Q&A. I mean, not Q&A, but the topic.
I'm about to say, yeah, you like,
damn,
show's over. Show's over.
He's got a trench on. Where's he going after?
It's called Show Over.
What's in the Red Panda Cup?
Had enough of it.
Pineapple juice and Ciroc.
I had enough of it. He said,
what's Ross drinking? Bumbu. We go to Q&A. I'm tired of y'all.
Let's get out of here early.
Skip the first 50 minutes.
Pineapple Ciroc on the right.
The only way.
Ally, don't worry.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Okay, so Yahoo has announced that Microsoft is the company, has announced Microsoft as the company of the year.
Breaking news alert.
Big Microsoft.
Hey, Ian, I think we were 12 months early on that.
Hey, I told you guys. Troy said of the year. I said of the decade. We were both right. Bada bing, bada boom. As they're going to tell you it's for tax incentives. What they're really not telling you is a lot of CEOs and executives are worried about this income hike next year. And this is why they're doing a lot of the selling off. I can't tell you the other reason, but for those of you know, you already know. We're going to skip that. But in times of mass exodus, there are going to be a few companies that continue to print higher gains. That has been Microsoft and Apple. The great part is, as they built this empire, they don't have the antitrust issues that other companies have.
That's huge.
Which is amazing, which means they've grown at scale and won't get monopoly charges thrown at them, which gives them more room to grow. Investing is easy. Say it with me. 2 tech, 2 index. Apple and Microsoft are 2 of my favorites. If you have not bought Microsoft this year, I do not know why. Next year, they should be at 421.25. So those of you that are doing trades in that area, you can mark that area off as one to exit, but continue to buy Microsoft every month. I literally put in Stock Club today. Apple and Microsoft are the only companies that I'm comfortable with you guys dollar cost averaging. If it gets to 309.37, I will buy there. Long-term hold only and quit holding for the short term, because if you do a 2-year option and you live to 65, put in chat what percentage of your life that is. That 2-year call won't take care of you for a long period of time. In 2009, Microsoft was at $14.87. The CEO has done a great job. It's at $326.19 now. Was at $349 a couple months ago. Hold on to this for dear life.
Yeah, it's interesting because of, like you said, the antitrust situation. If you look over the past 5 years, it's the same companies that keep coming in front of Congress, right? You see Facebook or Meta now. You see Apple and Google has come, but you don't see Microsoft, right? Which is in because they battled that in the early 2000s. But just the numbers on why they called it the company of the year. It's on pace, right? At one point this year, and we said it when Apple had pulled back a little bit, Microsoft became the wealthiest company in American history, right? So they were valued at over $2.5 trillion. Apple has come back. They're now the number one, but they're on pace to be a $3 trillion company in the next 6 months, like $3 trillion, which is ridiculous, right? This year, 2021, the stock has grown 45% in 2021, 45%, which is incredible. Their revenue is $176 billion year to year, right?
With a B.
With a B. That's a 20% increase year to year, 20% increase. So where's the revenue coming from? We talked about it, right? Azure, their cloud computing service, it's number 2 to Amazon, but it is generating almost on average about $16 billion a quarter, right? So like people are like, what's Azure? So it's like what Windows was, but it's become the cloud service for Windows and a multitude of other things. And obviously they have Teams, which is a service that a lot of companies use. I know we do every other week. We're on a Microsoft Teams meeting. And then LinkedIn, right? People overlook LinkedIn, but that's a huge, especially if you're in business or if you're an entrepreneur. Like LinkedIn is a huge social media platform. All that's under its umbrella. It makes sense why it's the company of the year. You show me one that's doing numbers like that and can still grow. Like they
beheaded Zoom like me and Trap told you that they would after InvestFest. Zoom to the floor. Let it go. Apple, Microsoft.
You know what happens now? They're gonna cut Ian off.
Never fails.
Let's
go to Q&A. No, I'm joking.
Q&A. That's actually an inside joke. if you know, you know.
No, you know.
So, but I'm glad. Well, I'm actually tight that I didn't get a chance to try the HoloLens of Microsoft because 19 Keys had it with him in Miami, and he said he was gonna let us try it out, and just running around. I didn't get a chance to try it, but I definitely wanted to do that. I am gonna do that. But You said something that was very important just now. You said that Apple and Microsoft are the only two companies that you feel comfortable telling people the dollar cost average into. Mm-hmm. And it's funny you say that because my sister was asking me today about dollar cost averaging. And I was telling her my personal opinion is that I like the dollar cost average into ETFs, not really so much individual stocks, because, you know, it's a lot more risk, obviously, with the individual stocks. And it's just a variety of different reasons why I like to do the ETFs. So, yeah, it's interesting that you said that those are the only two companies that you feel comfortable telling people the dollar cost average into. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, because the amount of money that Apple is producing and Microsoft are producing, they're top two. I know people like to argue it and like to ask about Rivian and every other company on earth. Those are the two biggest players, biggest brands, biggest market share in their category, and they're making money hand over fist. In war, Chad had a great quote that he told me last week: it's either blood or money. In business, whoever has the most money can cause the most bloodshed in the market. So please be mindful. The person with the biggest war chest is going to win. Apple and Microsoft continue to innovate, and if you ever get a chance to check out the HoloLens, you'll probably be as crazy about Microsoft as I am. So incredible company. And look, it's a multi-trillion-dollar company still producing this kind of money and still
multi-trillion dollar.
We throw these numbers around like they're small. Like if Tim Cook gets mad at Elon, he will buy Tesla and crumble that shit up and throw it away. What CEO? Like I told you guys the same thing last year. Stop playing. Stop buying at the top 92% of the market. Same with Bitcoin. I thought it was decentralized and crypto was not tied to the stock market. When JP Morgan and Goldman and Citadel began buying all the assets, and now you see with this trial, Satoshi isn't even Asian. Oh, we're going to have a real talk about who don't know what. Come on, stop playing. Invest in a top 4 across the board. The Market Monday should be 4 minutes long. Apple, Microsoft, VOO, VTI. That's it. But you guys want to hear about everything else. And then you come up to me and be like, well, I'm in a 2-year call on Hertz. What should I do? Continue to die. That's what you can do. Let me pull the bow and arrow back on you. Bow, let me go ahead and kill you. It's over with. Listen, the people who listen the most make the most money. The number one reason a lot of you have not hit the level of success that you wanted is because lack of planning and lack of execution. I'm going to be real with you. I'm trying to get canceled. Ally, I'll be here next week, though. And Dole will sponsor the show. Pineapple Juice Vibes. Execute, man. And if you're going to trade, shout out to those of you who got in a square and did a square call, because the ones you invest in long term, this is my loving voice, the ones you invest in long term should also be the ones that you trade. You'll be good. Those of you that have calls on Apple and Microsoft, you're not crying right now. Stop listening to anybody else but me. And go ask Charlamagne what I told him to invest in. The boy tell you what he invested in. Listen to Troy and Rashad. We good.
That's a bar, man. Don't let that go over your head.
Continue to die. Troy, let me ask you this.
Yeah. I was gonna say his bar though.
What's wrong with Ian? I thought he was meditating. Is Ian okay?
Like the companies that you invest in long term, you can trade, right? So like if I have Apple calls, I also have Apple stock. There's a reason why we're doing that, y'all. That was a bar. Yeah, I didn't want that to go everybody's head. What's going
on? My sister asked me to ask you this. Explain stock options.
Stock options.
What's the difference between buying a stock option, actually buying a purchase?
An option, like an actual option?
Like a stock option.
So an option is the liability and the stock is the asset. Tuning the asset of liabilities.
Over liabilities. Shout out to Revolt.
So like what a company offers stock options? Is that what you're saying?
No, like we buy stock options.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm like, wait,
you don't know what
I'm like, what you talking about? Which option are you talking about? Because some people have jobs where they offer options.
No, not stock options. Stock options as far as calls and puts.
Calls and puts. Yeah. So it's really simple, man. The best way I can explain is if I asked you right now, right, if Apple is trading at $157 a share, in 3 years, do you think it could be $170 a share? Right? If you believe yes, right, then if you invested in an option, you'll put a call on that, right? Because the appreciation of the value has gone up, right? The equity has gone up in price. If you don't think that Apple would go to $170 in that 2-year span, which would be the expiration date, and I'm saying 2 year because we go long term when we do our option calls. We don't like the short term because
there are no such things as long term options. For the record, I want to be sensational tonight.
Well, not long term. Actually, you know what? Let's not use. Let's say 2 year. We shouldn't say long term because long term is two or forever. 2 or 3 years. So we go 2 to 3 year on our option, our expiration date, right? If you did the opposite and said that position would decline, right, in a company like Hertz or a company like GameStop, right, where you're saying like, all right, well, GameStop is $150 now. In 10 years, I can't see people going to the stores. Everything's going to be digital. If GameStop goes to 120, right, the decline of the asset would be a put. And so your call is trending upwards, puts trending downwards. Expiration date is the time that you have to make those positions. And then you have a strike price of what you're going to think. So that 170 that I just said, that would be your strike price on the call side. And if you did a put, that 120 would be your strike price on the put side. And so whether it trends up or trends down, you can make money. So when we say that people are going to make money, whether the market goes up or down, this is what we're saying, right? If it trends up on my call, I'll make money. However, if I made a call and that equity depreciates, I lose money. So it's very volatile. Trading has considerable risk.
And most of you should not do it. Please hold the equity or the asset for a long period of time and you're good. I'm tired of playing with y'all.
Because I was trying to explain to her, she wasn't sure. I put her in Apple stock, general stock, and I also put her in an Apple call a few months back. The Apple stock, she's up like 30%. The Apple call, she's up 88%. So she was trying to understand why the Apple call was so much higher than the Apple stock. And I was telling her that it's not just directly related to the stock increase.
Yeah. So inside of that there's a bid and an ask. And I always tell people, pay attention to those numbers. Yes, the value of the stock is at a certain price, but they have a bid and an ask of where you can get into those positions, those calls, or those puts. And so the bid, right? I always tell, like, if you go to a car dealership and they tell you the car costs $50,000 and you walk in and pay for it, that's the ask, right? You're paying the face value. The bid is the amount that you're saying that I'm going to pay for this position, right? So if it's $50,000, you're going to walk in and say, look, I only have $46,000. That's what I'm paying for it. And a lot of times people don't even realize that you could put limits on it. They'll just say, all right, I'm paying a sticker price. And so one of the things I always stress when I'm talking to the guys is like, look, we're never paying sticker price. We're going to be patient. We're going to be patient investors. Who says that? We're going to be patient investors. Nah, but it's true. We got to be patient investors. And if we make a limit and say like, this is where we're going to buy it for, we got to stick to that. Even if it doesn't happen that day,
stop chasing
and just stick to your limit. And you will see what patience can do inside of just like something so small as the bid and the ask. It can change your percentage. It can change your gain, short term and long term.
There you
Shout out to my guy Tech. I was talking to him, this change manager, before we got on. He said everybody just wants to flip Tech to change manager.
Okay.
He was like everybody that he talks to in the music industry just wants to flip quick. And can I be real with y'all? I get so excited that y'all not disciplined. Y'all gonna make this so easy for me to take over. The more of you that are disciplined, all-time return, and this change since Art Basel Saturday. All-time return for Apple is 160,000%. Any of you ever hit a trade for 20 or 30,000%? That's the difference. So the same way in which they get us to sell our grandma's home, we sell all assets too quick. We don't invest in anything but drama, gossip, or things that are depreciating liabilities. That is a coordinated plan. Because why wasn't anybody at scale telling us to invest in Bitcoin, Apple, Microsoft, Moderna, Tesla in 2010? There's a reason why that gap keeps getting wider, and during every recession with quantitative easing, those of us that are poor, grow up in poor environments, get pushed down lower on the totem pole. Now, with these robots having babies and being able to mutate and reproduce, and automation being at a faster scale than ever, they are pushing to make us a permanent underclass. If you don't know what that is, shout out to the good brother Claude Anderson. But the same way in which we don't care about Native American issues in this country, we will be reorganized and put into that category. But you guys want to play and ask me, hey, what about this one? The only way we can increase this gap is if we make these moves together. It's not just about us individually. It's us about as a culture and as a family buying things at one time. So it's dope that we're Art Basel and going all these places, but I don't see us in no boardrooms. You guys talk all this stuff behind the scenes. I want to keep our sponsors, but most of you are not even on the conference calls quarterly. You have to be in order to have a voice. Please stop looking to trade. And I said this on a stock club call. All y'all keep talking about generational wealth, but then all you want to talk about on here is options and trades. Why? Raise your hand if you think you can out-trade me, and we can set it up. Call Swiss. I'll do the verses on that. The most money I ever made has been long-term investing. Boring ass. And if I still had all my coins, and I know some of you been hitting me, yo, the people from Mount Gox are going to get the money back. If I get 2 coins back, I'll be happy. Everything's not going to come back. Then BitConnect happened to a lot of people, right? All the money is made in the long term, but they have branded it to you and told you that it wasn't sexy. Please stop deviating from the plan. They're literally robbing you of your future.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a good word brought to you by Ian
public service announcement. What is the biggest lesson you learned this year?
Shawty, you want to go first?
Why not? The biggest lesson that I learned this year is you have to do your research, which I already knew. Stick to your guns, have patience, and have a strong conviction when you truly believe in something. You can't be swayed by other people's opinions, other people's views, the winds of emotions. Ultimately, nobody's responsible for your wealth except for you, and nobody is responsible for your decision making except for you. Yes. Not even us. Like, not even me. I was financial advisor for 12 years. I tell people all the time, I'm gonna give you advice. I'm gonna tell you this is my ideas, but ultimately it's your money. So if you want to say, like, all right, this is a good proposal, I like this, I want to do this, great. If you want to say, I'm not ready to do this, or I want to do something, all I can do is actually, just give the best advice that I can give. And it's up to you to process the information and do what you want with it. So, that's something that is extremely important, I think. And I think too many people are basing their decisions based off of what other people are telling them without even actually knowing why they're even basing that decision. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's okay to follow somebody if you believe in that person, but at least have some information so you can make an intelligent decision yourself. So I feel like in this day and age, there's a lot of people that are just listening without actually having the proper information. And that's one of the reasons why we set Market Mondays up the way it is, where, it's really an educational forum every week for 2 hours of for just free. For free, yeah, for information. And that information is something that is priceless, as far as you really can't even put a price tag on it, because it's like, how much is information worth? Well, it really just depends. You could
and if I made you money, please put yes in chat. Mike, please clip this up.
There you have it.
Go ahead,
cutaway. So that's something that I think is extremely important, and something that I definitely learned and have to, even myself, time to time, I have to really just, take that advice. The advice that you give, you have to be able to take.
Yeah. I'll make it quick. And I said this at the Apollo a couple of weeks ago. The market will pay those who are patient. And exactly what Shadi was saying. I know my plan. I'm sticking to it. There's going to be waves and flows, right? There's going to be volatility. There's going to be people taking profit. Block out all the noise and stick to your script. The market will pay those who are patient. If you was in attendance, it was for the first time I said, I'm going to show y'all what patience.
On the Jumbotron.
On the jumbo screen, what patience can do. One of the other biggest lessons was being relentless about knowledge, right? And Shadi said this too, and it was really touching because it was pause. Because it's true, right? Like, this is I'm a guy who didn't grow up in finance, right? Like, I never had financial conversations with my parents, my brothers, like my blood brothers. We never had financial conversations until like I got around my peers, and it was like, all right, well, they're talking about things I need to know. And they were like, well, why do you need to know so much? I said, I never want to feel left out of a conversation. I never wanted to feel like left out of a conversation. So my thing was to study as many things as I could, so that if I was in a room, I would feel comfortable in that room. And that's worked for me. And I've been relentless about that, to the point now they're like, yo, I always like laugh in my head, like, you're a financial expert. I'm like, yo, Shai's he's a financial expert. I'm a guy that just studies relentlessly because I'm going to be in the room and I'm going to be at the table. And so I'm just passionate about that. So those are two of the biggest lessons. Market will pay those who are patient, and be relentless about seeking knowledge.
I want everybody else in chat to please put what your biggest lesson was for 2021. My biggest lesson is two. One is really disheartening. Most people don't want to be rich or free. Most just like to say it. And I know you guys see us at these events, right? And you think it's easy and we just out partying, popping bottles, right? That's a lot of work, man. Even like I'm prepping, even Apollo, like I was prepping up until the moment I literally walked out on stage. Like we had to go talk to Styles about the walkout because some things got miscommunicated, right? Work up until. But for those of you who are dedicated to a goal, the world is open for you because the 89% of the people that you're going against are very lazy. Number two, I didn't think investing would be this easy, but with quantitative easing, they made this easier than ever. If you invest in a top 10 company and you're down this year, you literally had to buy at the very peak of the market. You could have bought any time now up until November and you'll be in profit. It's easier than ever with quantitative easing. Now they're going to taper it and slow it down. So next year, we're really going to see who's good. But if you are in love with this market and you look at it every day, this has probably been one of the easiest years ever for you. But unfortunately, most people truly don't want to be rich, and that's displayed in their action.
It is displayed in their action. Yes. Wow. Don DeMarco. Shout out to Nori. While we at it, shout out to Noriega. I was in the club yesterday, and as I was leaving the club, who do I see? Live? No. We went to 20. Was it? Oh,
I wasn't going, man. I tapped out, man.
It was this other club. I never heard of it.
Shotty battling for the award.
Like 23
Stay
or
Awake award.
Yeah, it was Fabulous part. Like 22, 33. So I was leaving, and I saw Jadakiss, and I saw Nori, and Nori. He was like, "Earn your leisure. I'm tapped in. I know y'all. I listen to y'all all the time." Yeah. So that was extremely, extremely dope. He didn't have to do that, and it was really, really. Like he went out of his way to like make a public service announcement that he's tapped in with EYL. So shout out to Noriega.
EFN always show a lot of love too.
Oh, that's my guy. That's the bro.
That's our guy. We did a show and all that. That's our guy.
That's the bro. Okay. What are the safest stocks to invest in?
I want us to all give our takes. So I covered this earlier. If those of you who are new, the best episodes you probably need to check out is the one where Mark Cuban was on. If I may say so myself, put on the clinic. But Apple, Microsoft, AMD, Nvidia, and Google are the safest ones for you to invest in. Unfortunately, the priciest ones are going to, like, just like any athlete that is not prone to being injured, i.e. LeBron, they get paid more because they're going to have more time on the field. They're more reliable, less drawdown, less headache. These allow you to invest your money. And you don't even have to be great. Like the ones I just named, you can almost pick any day that's down, invest in them, and look back in 2 months. You're like, oh my God, I'm a genius, right? It's when you start to pick a company or player that is injury prone or tends to draw down a lot or drops a lot in value. Some stocks are all 50% of their highs. Where are the AMC apes? You have to realize that, and I'm not saying this facetiously, but everyone, like, I don't know if I'm making it clear, but the entire premise of the show is for me to tell you everything that I would do in my fund in advance, but help you guys make the money first. And then you're like, well, what about AMC? What about Doge? I'm like, if those were the ones to make the money, I like money, I would have picked them. Just follow and we can run it up together. You have to look at the companies that are going to have a 20-year run. And once again, go to the companies that are number one in their space. There's not a bigger advertiser on earth that is more important than Google. Not one. Facebook, not even close. Snapchat, not even close. TikTok, not even close. So when you invest in a company that is number one in their space, you're good. And also, CGW is outperforming ARKK. Not to pick on the ARK investors, but
wow.
CGW, as we told you, water is going to be a premier asset and commodity to invest in. Outperformed the hell out of ARK. What is ARKK down this year? Somebody please put it in chat.
Real big.
I have no, and I said this earlier, just because I'll say an asset is no good doesn't mean that I don't like you if you invested in an asset. Only thing I care about is gains. That's it. So if red rice futures become the most popular thing or yellow oil, I'll gravitate to that. But look for the gains in the market. As Kramer would say, there's always a bull market somewhere. I'm just here to find it for you, give you the prices, and let you profit from it.
I think you nailed it. I think those are the 5. And I know some people are looking and they're like, wait, you didn't say Tesla. What happened to Tesla? But the key word within the question was
Safe.
Safest. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I know you didn't say it because you said the safest.
Yeah.
And so because Tesla has so much volatility, if you look at the history of it, right? If it has volatility. So is it the safest?
Can we ask an honest question?
Does it have maximum growth? Maybe, but is it the safest? Probably not.
If Tim Cook ran Tesla, would Tesla be worth $1,000? They've been in the 10. I've been in the 5. Smarten up, God. No. Majority of the value of Tesla is Elon. If we're going to look purely at revenue, for my real investors that's been investing 15 years, what's the actual price what Tesla should be? I think Elon is a once in a lifetime CEO. But if he left and the CEO of GM took over, wouldn't be worth $1,200. Tim Cook leaves today, I can run Apple and it'll still be worth what it is. And I'm an idiot. A brilliant idiot. Shout out to Charlamagne.
Shout out to Charlamagne.
All pun intended.
Shout out to Charlamagne. 7,500 people on YouTube.
Love you guys.
Appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button. That helps. That definitely helps the situation. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for taking the time to check us out. Okay, let's talk about this living robot situation. I saw it on my news feed.
The Xenobot.
Yes, they are planning on reproduction.
Yeah, the world's first living robot. They can now reproduce.
They can reproduce.
I'm gonna let you start, but I want to.
No, you take it.
All right, so let me start. So it's tricky, right? Because the word robot, when we think robot, we think like Terminator 2, right? We think iRobot. Robot, not in the sense of metal yet, right? Mm-hmm. Right, not machinery, but metal in the sense of being able to replicate what we do. Right, robot, like that type of robot. So like when we saw this article, it really is stem cells that have been replicated that now can replicate themselves. And so the Xenobot was created from, I think, an African clawed frog, an embryo, where they split as a whole process. And right now they're saying that it could potentially carry medicine into the bloodstream, right? Because it's small enough to get inside of the system. But and this is what I found extremely interesting. One of the functions that they said was that it can collect microplastics from the oceans. And so when we were here it comes. Here it comes.
No, I want you to keep going.
Here it comes.
No, I'm just waving.
Yeah. And so when we talked about what are the industries, and we kind of said this, keyword we, when we talked about industries of the future, and we talked about, look at what Jeff Bezos is spending his money. What was that industry? Climate tech. And so when we talk about climate tech and you're hearing things like cleaning microplastics from the ocean, which is very important, right, for the environment. Regenerative medicine is another form of use for this Xenobot. Very interesting stuff. All right. So sometimes it doesn't say anything about climate tech, but when you read between the lines, you can kind of see what's happening here. Ian, I'm going to throw it to you.
And then if they get these robots to reproduce, and because 3D printing has been a massive failure. We were supposed to be able to print organs out maybe 6 or 7 years ago, have not got there at scale. These tests will allow some initial runs of smaller organs to potentially be reproduced. If we get that on top of the automation and they clean up the planet, what does that do to the job market? You think they ran this market up by accident to let it crash, then say we need more automation, and then they're really going to push universal basic income, then to wipe out the job market, and then they're going to say, well, you guys didn't want to work. It's okay. Universal basic income for all. You know what's not going to be universal? The payouts. Oh, there's going to be a big disparity based on past work history, race, genotype, family line. And look what 23andMe is quietly going to do over the next 2 years with their data that they've collected that y'all just spit in, gave your DNA and shipped it off and thought it was cool because it was tech related. We are preparing our own table of destruction, and we're sharpening the blade for some of these tech companies to take our head off and not give us jobs. But ARKK, innovation, big ideas. Enjoy.
ARKK. Troy, I'm just realizing, how did you not have the sneakers up there?
Oh, for tonight. I was still in the Art Basel. It was still Virgil, so I put up another off-white. But that's definitely gonna happen. That's definitely gonna happen. Shout out to our guys at Eastside Golf.
Shout out to Eastside.
Shout out to Earl and Elijah. That was a moment. I'll definitely have them up there.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna apologize to everyone. Yeah, we got some exclusive sneakers on the way. Shout out to the Eastside Golf team, Jordan 4s. I mean, just another thing to add to the collection.
It's called. You can't get them.
You can't get them.
You can't.
And for the record, I still love Kathy. I just hate that I told you guys that she was going to be attacked, and the women knew it because you go through the same thing in the workforce every day. So when I was saying the same way Atlantic threw the whole, shout out to everybody in Atlantic. I know y'all get tired of me saying it. When you throw the whole building at Nikki to stop him, be mindful. She's gonna make a comeback. When this crash happens, she'll reemerge and she'll be okay. And if anything, I can say to her, just dwindle down the number of funds and focus on 2 good ones. You'll scorch the earth like Peter Lynch did. It'll be good.
Wait, we talking about Nicki Minaj?
It all relates to Kathy.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, got you.
Oh, so what are you saying about Nicki Minaj?
She's gonna make a comeback.
A comeback?
Kathy, the same way that Atlantic threw the entire building at Nicki Minaj to slow her down.
Yeah.
To make room. The same thing as what the industry did, because what people don't know, Kathy ghost produced a lot of portfolios for a lot of fund managers. So when she came out, that's when everyone was against her so much. But after we had this crash, she'll reemerge. It should be okay.
Yeah, Gigi, we're talking about Kathy Wood. She's the head of the Art Fund. Yeah.
Shout out to Nikki.
Absolutely. Yeah. Greatest female rapper all time.
Yes. We'll save that for later. No debate. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Jada, let me get my verse too. Next segment.
Jason Phillips, you've been summoned.
Jason Phillips. Shout out to Groovy Lou. Ran into him as well. Stocks hit an all-time high on an average of every 18.25 days, or 5% of the time in the stock market. What are you worried about?
Rhetorical question.
It's a question.
Listen, 5% of the time, especially the only people this doesn't benefit is those of you that are not invested in indexes. And I don't have any relationship with Vanguard, which I did. If you guys are interested, how about you guys? We'd love to have you on the show. But literally almost every 19 days, the market hits an all-time new high. If you're in tech, please tell me how often the top 5 tech, or you can even go FANG, how often do they hit all-time new highs? If you actually do the research and study, it's almost a mistake to even worry about if the market is going to collapse. A black swan event, grave tragedy, that's one thing, but for the most part, you should look for the market at least every month to hit an all-time new high. And if you invested in the market long-term, you can see it. Just invest in quality across the board, and you won't have many of the concerns that most people do.
Just be patient, man. Damn.
He said patience pays, and I'm gonna be real. And I get it. If you're broke or you're just coming into money and you've been broke your whole life, I didn't want to hear it either. Trust me. Then I got into Bitcoin, cool, 2013. You guys know the story. Fast money, great. Guess what happened? And for those of you that come from the underworld, you know this better than anybody else. Fast money always leaves you quickly. So what's the medium? You got to get you an asset that produces pretty fast, but is stable. Not something that is so volatile that can go up 800-900% and can leave you in the same way. Because I thought in 2013, I'm like, at this rate, if I add more, I can be a multimillionaire, I have all the plans. I was going to take loans out to put it. I would have been in shambles if I would have put more into Bitcoin and it got taken in Mt. Gox scandal. So you have to find safety and pour in more, please.
When is a good price to get out of Zillow? And what are your thoughts on Visa?
Zillow. And then this ties back to the Evergrande thing. Everybody said that we were crazy when we talked about Evergrande, and that you guys go look at the top 4 in China to see what has happened in their market. I will get out of Zillow at really $55 flat. If you were to add back to Zillow, I know it's going to sound crazy. I would not add Zillow until it got to $30.79. I'll say it again. $30.79 is the only place I would buy Zillow. I mean, I asked you guys a business question, not a stock question. What competitive advantage does Zillow have over Redfin, Century 21, Airbnb, or any other real estate holder at this moment? dead in the water. Bad strategy. Anyone with a pencil and pen and who's ever worked in real estate longer than 2 years, they could have told you that that buying strategy would have not have worked long term. Still has some good assets, good team. I don't think they're dead. Like I'll call Hurts, but I would not touch them to 30 and some change if you're looking to buy. And if it bottoms out at during a crash at $22.46, I will load the boat at that price. Anything above that is too high.
Yo, real quick on Visa. Can we talk about Visa real quick? Because I know you asked about it. And so Visa, and I, just doing my due diligence, reading about Visa. Obviously, we know Visa's a strong quality company, one of the top fintech. I guess you can count them as fintech companies. All right, strong fundamentals. They got free cash flow, right? 50, I think, billions in cash flow. Just found out that Amazon, the number one e-commerce, is banning Visa payment processing starting in January of 2022 in the United Kingdom. And so that might not have made news or caught the attention of anybody. But if you're invested in Amazon and you're invested in Visa, that should catch your attention because it's something that is significant. That loss of not having Visa payment processing is going to be about a $1.5 billion hit to Amazon. And so the reasoning right now I'd love to see even more data on this. It says the cost of accepting the card payments continues to be an obstacle for them. So they're striving to provide the best prices for their customers, which is kind of counterproductive if they're going to continue to use the Visa cards. And so that's pretty interesting. I know long-term, Ian, you've said this before, and I agree with you. I think Visa is a great company to invest in. What do you think the ramifications of the Amazon loss and potential thoughts of more e-commerce business saying, look, your transaction fees are too high?
Nothing between the debit card and credit card business. People, listen, they brainwash people into saying debt is good. People are going to spend like crazy. That $1.5 billion they lost, they'll make that up in 2 quarters. Now, losing the relationship with Amazon, I can understand on surface level how it could be a big hit. And that's in the UK. It won't matter. Visa, if you guys can get it at 184.77, that would be a good area. If we do have a strong pullback next year or a crash, the 163.79 area is the area that I'm looking to buy. That's if we have full fallout. Because when we have pullbacks or crashes, companies that service debt, they tend to go down because at the time people are not paying cards on time, et cetera. But they'll be good. If I go back 5 years, Visa was at 78.49. The high of this year is 252.67. It's at 202. I mean, technically, Visa should be at 176.22 right now. It's not there. So that would be an area of interest as well if we get there before March of next year, and we'll be good. And also, we talked about it last year, inverted yield curve. Look to see when the Treasury notes overlap to tell you when that curve is going to happen. And then look at when the Fed is going to stop quantitative easing. That will give you a signal. And on top of that, what quarter historically has produced the most recessions in aggregate for all time? If you guys go study and do the research as Troy's told you, there's usually a quarter in which recessions happen. Please go study. And if you know, you'll be able to take advantage of it.
1987, September.
You have to know, because you can't say you want the bag. It's easy to say all that. I want the bag. I want to be free, all that. Will you put in the work required every day to do so? Let me give you a tip. For those of you that play fantasy football, if you apply that same strategy and technique and researching companies the way you do players, you'll make millions of dollars in 2 or 3 years. Millions of dollars, 2 or 3 years. So it's yours.
YouTube's what they say in the quarter. I see a lot of third quarters.
I see. Yeah. They put in some quarters. Shout out to YouTube. We are almost at 8,000, 7,900.
Let's get there.
If we get to 8,000, maybe I give out something for the holiday season, scholarship or two. What we doing, YouTube?
There you have it. Share it. Put in your Instagram stories. Let's get to 8,000. Let's make something happen. All right. So let's talk
Roku, no good either. Roku, my bad. I'm going to cut you off. You're doing an amazing job producing. I'm going to be a better talent and quit cutting you off. Janet, send me an invoice for over talk with Shot. I need to get like a swear jar. 144.79. If Roku gets there, that's the only place I would touch it. Roku is no good. Leave it alone.
We officially giving it the dead signal. Is that what we're doing?
It has no competitive edge in an environment in which inflation is this high and quantitative easing is this low.
We got the drop on that. Okay. Yep. Got you.
There you have it. Okay. Short-term news does not matter.
Give me some.
So we're gonna talk about a couple of inflation, Rivian, Bitcoin at 100,000, infrastructure bill, Moderna, riot.
Troy, Rashad, you want to start? I've been talking over you. I got to at least give you a mic time.
Troy, you start this whole situation.
I mean,
let's talk about inflation first, if we can.
Go.
I just want to just give a word of caution for inflation because I feel like one thing is that there's new people that watch Market Mondays every single week. So I always want to just, kind of double back on some things. The biggest reason why you must invest is because inflation is the biggest threat to your wealth because your money gets devalued over the course of time. Currency gets devalued no matter what currency it is. The American dollar gets weaker and weaker every single year. So that is due to inflation. Inflation averages around 3% a year. So if you know that inflation is going to average 3% a year and you're only earning 0.25% in your bank account, then you're losing 2.75% every single year. So this is extremely important why you must invest. That's the first and foremost thing. Now, we have to be extremely even more cautious because there's so much money being pumped into the economy now. So with that, the purpose of pumping money into the economy is to actually make sure that the economy is still doing well. But the problem with that is that you're devaluing the money even more. So now we have, massive inflation that could come. And, it's one of these doomsday scenarios. You see countries, in, what they call third world, where they have, $100,000 for a loaf of bread. And, I've been to Asia where, a cab ride costs $200,000. I've seen $100,000 bills and $200,000.
Y'all really get money over there, EYL.
But
I know.
The $200,000 bill is worth like $10. So it's like, this is something that obviously I'm not saying that's going to happen to America tomorrow, but this is a political conversation. And at some point, we're going to have actually start speaking to politicians on the show as well, because the decisions that the politicians are making, we're going to have to live with. So it's important to be politically informed, and it's also important to vote. But more important than voting is extremely important. More important than voting is lobbying, because the lobbyists actually control the politicians. So when we have a real, political conversation, at some point we're going to have super PAC, EYL super PAC.
You ever heard of it? Yeah, no, tell them what a lobbyist is. Like, a lot of people get lost in that jargon.
A lobbyist is pretty much somebody whose job is to, go to Capitol Hill and persuade, senators and congressmen to do what they want to do. So like every industry has a lobby. So like the insurance industry has a lobby, the dairy industry has a lobby, the gun industry, obviously they have an extremely strong lobby. So this is why it's like, these people support the politicians' campaigns and they put money in their pockets, right? So it's like, all right, if they're supporting their campaigns, the reason why they're winning the elections is because they have enough money to actually fund the elections. Yeah. So it's like, all right, if I give you $10 million to run, and you're a congressman in Oklahoma, on the back end, if my lobby is, the cheese industry, I'm going to make sure that we don't pass any laws that's going to, hurt the dairy industry, right? Yeah. So all of these different things. And I feel like for Black people, we don't really think too much into it. We just go out and vote blindly.
And then you get taken advantage of. I'm Black. Yeah. You can tell, right? So, and I'm not talking down to us, but if we do not vote in a group, and everyone's been saying this for 50 years, but if we don't make a politician do what we want after we vote for them, you've already gave them the specs. How are you going to negotiate with me after? So same with Biden. Biden said everything he had to, right? The day after, oh my God, he's talking down to church folk and church leaders like crazy. Why? Because you don't have your agreements together. Once again, check your paperwork, fam. You got to see what Kamala gonna do for you before she get in.
Kamala.
Right. you got to see what Joe gonna do for you. And there's other politicians that have not delivered on their promise. So if we continue to move forward with this, I think at some point we should have enough impact to be able to put a precedent.
Super PAC. We're gonna speak into fruition.
Even overseas.
Even overseas.
We may be able to affect the politics of.
You never know.
You never know.
We got 8,000.
Shout out to
8,000's in here.
Shout out to 8,000 people.
The AK team is here. Bring my AKs out.
Shout out to 8,000 people.
I love y'all
on YouTube. We're gonna do something. Yeah, we're gonna do something on our end too. We'll do it at the end of the show.
Yeah, I'll just real quick on the short-term news, not mattering. We've been, I don't know how many ways we can say this, right? If we're investing long-term, we're not only looking at news as a barrier of information. We're looking at fundamentals and we're looking at technicals before we invest in anything. Personally, right?
Yep.
News changes every day. We know that.
Does not matter.
It's like it's fluff at a certain point because we know that, again, it could be coming from a source that has a lobbyist interest. There's all types of reasons why that people will print an article, or even like I was just reading the NVIDIA deal with ARM. I'm like, yo, that was great news 20 months ago. Now they're like, yeah, we're not doing a deal. So what's the role that it plays in it? Yeah, it ran the stock up perhaps, but now it doesn't even matter because the deal's not going to get done potentially. Yeah. So grain of salt. It's something that you should pay attention to. Obviously, I read the news because I want to be informed, and I want you, because I know sometimes people miss things. I'm like, all right, well, this is another piece you can add. Do your technical research, do your fundamental research, add it to it, but it's not the main factor.
I'm gonna be real. Day to day, none of that. Like if I can, like Rivian, Lucian, Hertz, Doge, AMC, Shiba Inu, Saitama, everything that comes and goes. Like please put yes in chat if any news this year outside of us made you $100,000 or more. Does not happen in the grand scheme. And I know a lot of you like, what do I learn? You have to learn to buy at the deepest dips possible in the market. There's only a couple of areas that really matter in Bitcoin. 40,000 is one of them. 28,000, another area I call. Everything in between. And this is what's happening. That's why I told you. Jack, Elon, Bezos. Then they're going to tell you Microsoft CEO sold half of his shares of Microsoft because of tax reasons. If he ran it up for me in Red Panda like that, the company would pay for his taxes. They're selling at record highs because they're worried about what's going to happen next year while retail traders jump in and we get used for liquidity. Why is nobody on the message boards telling you guys to stop hodling? Right? Don't be used. The news often is an illusion to get retail traders to be the liquidity for the big fish and the whales in the market. Please be mindful of that as you make your moves this week.
I mean, that what you just said was the cryptocurrency space in 2017. Like legit. Like we had news that would come out. You go in these like white pages and you read about it. You go on a coin and like you would invest, and then you'd wake up and the position would be dropped down by like 80%. And we're like, oh, these are whales. That's what whales are. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shout out to all the whales out there. But let me just say something, because I know we got a lot of people that watch Market Mondays. I want to make a public statement now. We need to, I don't know if Troy wants to. I want to speak to the mayor of New York City. The new mayor of New York City is very important. We have become staples in New York, and we have some ideas for the city. I feel like the city is in a dark spot right now. It is tremendous regulation, government red tape, and it has
lost its luster.
Yes, it has.
I can't get 500 square feet in a hotel unless I bribe somebody in the meat pack. Like, what are you? What are you doing? Like, or if you don't, Mayor, I love you. Congrats on your win. I will take them directly to the mayor's office in Houston. Because if not, Miami's gonna put y'all out of business.
Yes.
Yo.
So EYL needs a meeting with the new mayor,
Eric Adams.
Eric Adams.
Honorable.
Yes, we definitely. Well, I just got a text. Got to make it happen.
That was fast.
At the power market.
God damn. You don't know what I know.
You really don't. You really don't. So yes,
while we're at it, Kanye West,
Obama. What we doing? Call me right over to Hyde Park. Got a couple ideas.
There's this thing going on in Thursday in LA that the UIL fellows might be attending Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, being real, this is not ego. And that's why I said, if I was white, I could run for president right now. If I take this platform and we take Market Mondays to a presidential candidate and they actually help people make money, you don't think there'll be a shoe in the wind during a fucking crash? I keep asking y'all, who better? I want to know so I can go study. You think I'm doing it because of ego and for branding? Biggest lesson I learned. Man, I can't wait to go off grid in 2022. Oh, y'all gonna see me on here nowhere else. Where Ian in his little cubby hole. Time to hunker down. These next 2 years will produce billionaires if you lock in. And then this way, I get to get on Rashad's nerve a lot less with my little rants. Shout out to Rants and Gems. Matt, I love you.
Ian, we just got 4 texts about meeting the mayor of New York City. I
got the plan for you. What you want? See, manifestation.
You gotta ask for what you want. Done. You gotta ask for what you want in life. That is a fact.
Gonna get done.
The power
Market Mondays, perhaps.
Market Mondays. Power of Market Mondays. Okay. Before we go to question and answers, let's just ask this. So Craig Wright, that's the guy who claimed to be the inventor of Bitcoin.
We spoke about this 3 weeks ago, right? Remember this?
Mm-hmm.
He was told by a jury on Monday to pay $100 million in damages over claims that he cheated a deceased friend over intellectual property for cryptocurrency. So, okay, let's get into this.
This is interesting.
CSI Miami. What's up?
You did one last year when you called a thing out about the president. And
that was legend. That was
legendary. So go ahead and make another call.
So is he?
Hold on.
Is he Satoshi or not?
Why do you guys be
that's
like,
what we want to know.
I need to do my research and you need to know everything about my background to make a stock, but you're going to invest your money with a fake Asian with a coin that you can't immediately act? Are y'all crazy? Go. I'll put my theory, who I think behind it. If I'm wrong, I'll say it. But go to anyone who is native of any country and ask them, is there any correlation in those names that makes sense? They will tell you, hell no. Once again, I'm going to tell you, while our American dollar is falling, while they get us to love other currencies more than our own, and I'm not saying you got to be a patriot for just because, but if you love other currencies more than you do our own, you do realize between that and electronic vehicles, you are leading to the death of the dollar. Because now if you come off the oil stat and you say I'm a conspiracy theorist, okay. Yes, the dollar's been going down for a while, but you're betting for short-term gains, not looking when they pull this rug from underneath you. What's going to happen? Please be mindful. These gains these last 2 years have been incredible. I keep telling you, they're letting us get these incredible gains because of what's to come. Do I think Craig is the true Satoshi? I don't think so, but I've always been told that he was a founding member of that group that has something to do with it.
So Craig Wright and I think, what's the gentleman's name? David Kleiman, together perhaps could have been Satoshi. And the suit was over who invented it. And I guess because he won the suit, he doesn't have to pay. I think on the line was like 104 million Bitcoins or some crazy number. I think the equivalent in cash would have been like $54 billion. And so now he doesn't have to pay that because I guess he has intellectual property or evidence that he was part of this founding group of people that created Bitcoin, which is in itself is like crazy. I always heard that it was invented in Florida. So, I mean.
So no, it was not a decentralized platform in which, man, that shit sound like a fairy tale. A magical motherfucker came from a mountain in Japan that came down a creek. Dog. It's so easy to deceive people now. They don't even try to make a good story anymore. And it got distributed via email, then turned into a white paper. And that was what? The new tablet sent by God. Like
the magical white paper.
Okay.
The Bitmanments.
Okay.
The Bitmanments. Great marketing. Great marketing. Speaking of
one of
marketing.
the greatest marketing jobs of all time.
Speaking of marketing, right? In the competitive world of advertising marketers, everyone's looking for an edge. I want to let you in on the best kept secret in marketing. Direct mail reinvented for the digital world by Posty. Posty was transformed direct mail by adding all digital marketing capabilities found in channels like Facebook, Google, and YouTube. Posty allows you to run direct mail like digital marketer. It's a platform, a one-step shop that does it all for you. So you can build your audience, set up campaigns with A/B tests, approve creatives, and track results in real time. Think of it as a direct mail easy button. Posty integrates with CRM, accesses data, sets up and builds lookalike models from over 250 million US customers. With Posty, you can narrow in on your target audience and reach customers that you don't find through other channels. Diversify your marketing and stand out with the direct mail from Posty. So hurry and get a free Posty demo today by visiting posty.com/Market Mondays. That's posty.com/Market Mondays for a free Posty demo. Shout out to Posty. They are sponsoring.
I actually use the Posty.
Yeah, they are sponsoring this week's earnings report. You're gonna laugh when I tell you the earnings.
What's the earnings report?
So we got earnings. A couple of companies. We know that Costco is going to be reporting on Thursday, as well as Chewy.
Great company.
Chewy. Shout out to Fresh.
Chewy garbage.
Shout out to Fresh and Fit.
Yo, Ian, wait till I tell you the backstory of this Chewy thing.
Chewy.
Two companies.
That's legend. That's legendary.
Two companies that we've mentioned on Market Mondays before.
There's a backstory behind that.
An amazing backstory. You're gonna love it. We'll tell you.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. We can't do that on live. Not live. Shout out to our Fresh and Fred crew though.
Yes.
Shout out to the guys. Chewy, do not invest long term. Garbage. I love you guys as a company. The stock don't touch.
Or maybe not.
Charge point, garbage. When
we tell you the story, maybe not bad long term, but we'll tell you the story. All right, so that was our earnings report. Shout out to Posty.
Shout out to Posty.
Rashad, what you like to drink? Because I owe you 19 bottles.
Rose.
Yeah.
Moet Rose.
I owe you 19 bottles for all the headaches I've been causing.
I appreciate
that. You can send them to my
address. Hey, y'all see he didn't say no? He's like, I don't know what Ian gonna say. Rashad feel like I'm Cat Williams when he started to go off the rails. I'm good. It's actually just pineapple juice. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do. We did not talk about this pre-pod. What? Oh, Heavenly Father, let's not ruin this.
We're gonna need an additional 5 bottles of Ciroc. Shout out to the Ciroc team, Sean Combs Enterprises, because every headache that he gets, I become the sponge for the headache. I have to hear.
Of course.
Yeah.
Big headache. There's some headache that come with these games. Hey,
we appreciate you wholeheartedly.
I appreciate you. And then it'd be the voice notes.
Yo, y'all two going back on voice note is ridiculous. It's the funniest thing.
The voice notes is legendary.
I was thinking, bro.
You got your diplomat game. I'm like, no, come here and tear all this shit up. You like, listen, brother, we got to do better. What's your feedback? I'm like, all right, I'm a chill.
I'm on my Sean Carter, I'm on my Sean Carter diplomatic, just very, very diplomatic.
Yeah, I'm a fade to black for real next year. I'm gonna be real quiet. Market Mondays pop in, pop out.
Let's get
Q&A.
Yeah, let's get some questions.
Jan's got a plan.
Janet.
What's going on?
The legendary Janet.
Hey guys.
Hey, Queen.
Jen, what's going on?
Good. I'm tired right now, but
hey, can we do something really quick? Can we put a heart in chat? This week we celebrated 1 year of Janet being part of the EYL team. Shout out to Jen. All the colors hearts. We'll take them all. Look at that.
It's been an amazing year. Thank you guys for this opportunity. Shout out to the earners.
Appreciate you.
It's a great ride. I've loved it.
Appreciate you. What's going on? How you doing?
Good. I've been trying to wake up earlier so that I can really focus and end the year the way I want to on some of my goals. So that's why I'm a little tired right now.
See you fully rested.
What's some of your goals for 2022?
You guys make me tell all my secrets, but
it's become a segment.
Yeah, they're interested in your next business.
Well, actually, it's funny, Rashad. Your dad came up to me at the Apollo because one of my accountability partners put me on blast. I want to take the CFP exam in March, and I'm behind significantly on like studying stuff like that because I put everything else first. So one of my accountability partners posted on the Facebook group, and now the earners are like checking in with me every Thursday to see how I'm doing.
Oh, they holding you to
and your dad saw it, and he's like, "Oh, I see you're working on that." So that's one of the goals is to just get ahead on that. And the thing is, normally I'll just wake up and normally start with my emails for EYLU. So I'm trying not to do that first, and actually work on some of my goals first. So that's one of the things.
Rashad and Troy gonna get mad if they let you go. I'll pay you just to stay. CFP first.
And I've been literally
go in, read everything in EYL. Go watch all the videos. You're Red Panda. Stock Club, no emails. Go through the content. You're good.
And we have so many emails. We have so many new earners. So it's been a little difficult, but I love their energy. We had orientation today and they're amazing. We're going to have orientation next week because we had so many people on and I want to get to everyone's questions. So we're going to do it again next Monday at 6.
Yeah.
I've been literally deleting social media apps on my phone to focus. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for the rest of the next few weeks until 2022 is just to go hard.
Jan's going crazy. Hey, listen.
Rashad a 20th bottle for that comment.
That's I'm going to personally say this, Jan. So I got to take time because I want to tell you and G, shout out to G, my brother, Greg, the amazing job y'all did moderating that book club yesterday. I was just super proud to see it and take part and listen. It was incredible. So kudos to you. Thank you so much. It was incredible.
You're welcome. Thank you. Book club is my favorite thing. It's still my favorite, always be my favorite thing. And we had such a great time and it was such a powerful book. I can't wait to do more on that topic because I think it really helped a lot of earners. So
there you have it. Janet, let's get into we got to talk about this email situation though, because we do need the emails answered.
Don't listen to me.
I didn't say I'm not answering emails.
Yo, trench coat Ian, don't listen to. Pineapple juice.
Red Panda family. If you send me an email, you got to wait 72 hours. Buy the stocks. If I made you money, please put yes in chat.
By the way, Ian, I get a lot of questions on Sniper and Red Panda Academy. People want to know the difference. I mean, maybe we could start off with that. People are very excited about you, Ian. I get a lot of emails about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Red Panda Stock Club is for long-term investing. Red Panda Sniper is for trading, but that is closed to the public. So if you come to the Houston show and you buy a ticket, you will then be added into the Sniper program. And that'll be the last city I do that in.
And that is a perfect segue before we start the question and answers. We are doing, Market Mondays. Obviously, you know what we did at the Apollo, legendary situation. So we're following up with Houston. Houston, we have a problem. January 21st, January 22nd. January 21st will be the VIP mixer type of vibe. And then January 22nd will be the live show. So you can go to marketmondays.com right now, get your tickets, and don't wait, don't hesitate. It will sell out just like the Apollo sold out. So, it's going to be a good vibe. Every time that we get a chance to hit the road, it's always good energy. And Houston, Texas is one of the biggest markets. I personally have not been to Houston in years.
2 years ago.
That's years. So I'm looking forward. Forward to it. Yeah. It's gonna be a legendary situation. Houston, if you're in the surrounding areas, if you're in Dallas, Texas, if you're in Oklahoma, people
Fort
Port
Arthur, Austin, get down there. Yeah. San Antonio, get over there.
All of those areas in that. If you're in Texas, just come.
If your city borders the Gulf of Mexico,
when are you coming to Little Rock?
Get over here.
I'm not sure.
Don't play with people in Little Rock. They different. Little Rock fan.
Nah, people gotta stop that. Even Jersey, they be like, "Yo, y'all got love for Jersey." I'm like, we was just in.
Come across the bridge.
You guys don't have love for Rhode Island. I keep saying that.
Nah, we're gonna do something in probably Boston, but
no, come on.
Shout out to Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
All right, Janet, let's get some questions.
Okay. All right, let's start off with Mary. Unmute yourself, please. We are coming to you.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Mary.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm well. So I'm going to make it quick. I literally bought Amazon. You guys are going to laugh at me. I'm giving away my age on Share Builder. Okay. Back in 99.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. My roommate and I were in our dorm rooms and we're like, goofballing, and we did it. So I'm good right now. I want to get into the whole Bitcoin, but I'm not as confident as far as what I've done with the stocks. And I'm sitting here and I said to myself, all right, I'm going to do it. Do I do 600? Do I do 1,200? Because I feel that's nice and, cautious, safe amount. And I'm looking at the Binance as the way to go. And I'm just trying to figure out, am I perceiving that correctly, or should I just fall back?
I got to give you praise. What year did you buy Amazon?
99. That's why I'm laughing these days. Like, people have no idea.
Wow.
I'm good.
At all. What percentage are you up? And tell them how important long-term investing is, please.
You just got to chill. Like, seriously, it was a joke for us in college. Like, My roommate and I, Asian guy, moved off campus. We're like, let's try it out and see what's this, what's gonna happen. We lose what, $25, and we just racked up because it was like something like 19 and change, if I remember correctly.
19.
And we just racked up.
You don't need Bitcoin. You got Bitcoin gains from Amazon.
I do, but I don't want to, I don't want to sleep. I've got 2 kids and I want to make sure they're good.
Binance is a good option. I probably wouldn't touch it till it goes to 40,656 though. That's too high.
Okay.
I will wait, but we need to get you. Can we, Janet, get her information? I need to send you an award, plaque, merchandise. Like, for those of you who don't know Share Builder, go Google.
I know it's so.
Yeah, you are a seasoned veteran. But what are you comfortable saying? What percentage you're up in Amazon all the time?
I'm. Let's just
you don't
say
have to.
I'm gonna put myself up there. I'm good. The kids are good. My kids' are good. We're good. And I just, I just want to be knowledgeable because I come from the family of I'm Nigerian, and it's put your money in the bank. So we weren't taught making money work for you. So I'm coming out there, making this money work for me. And when I showed my parents, like buying houses, I'm in Connecticut, buying houses 200,000-300,000 cash, no mortgages, and just, again, letting it work for itself. You
made my night. Thank you.
So,
you are literally the message I've been preaching forever. Debt free.
We don't know.
Holding.
We don't know, and it's unfortunate because as a Black people, we don't know what we don't know. So we are our own worst enemy in a sense.
Mary, you were saying 600, 1,200. As far as what is that? How much coins you want to buy? What we talking?
The money I want to put towards it. Like I'm definitely, I feel confident in my stocks, but again, with Bitcoins, I'm still trying to learn it. So 1,200 it's the same. I don't want to say chump change, but
$1,200, not 1,200 coins.
I'm like, I'm trying to figure out. You said Binance. I'm like, wait,
El Salvador bought 700 Bitcoins. Like she's not gonna buy.
We never know.
600 Bitcoin.
She said she good. So like, we never know. We never know. Shout out to Mary.
Never know.
You never know, bro.
Yeah, 1,200 is a good investment. Hold it for 3 or 4 years. You'll be elated. Treat it the same way as any top 10 company on NASDAQ. It moves at the same rate of speed. The volatility is almost equivalent. You'll be good.
Because my money guy's talking me out of it, and he's like, "No, you're fine right now." I'm like, "Well, why not?" He's, no.
I mean, 1,200 won't hurt your lifestyle in any.
That's what I said, and I'm a very like I'll split a penny 4 ways, like
Yeah, you're good. I would
1,200 good
for sure. Yeah, okay. I'll wait for that 40,000 mark, and you'll be good. But I have to get you an award. Thank you for preaching this, and especially for a woman. Can you tell the women how important it is and how much better it's made your life by investing?
Ladies, sisters, I can't even. I'm gonna make you guys sad for a moment, but I think I really need to put it out there. My husband passed away 1 year ago, battling Lou Gehrig's disease, and his passing, we're okay. And even before that, I was okay as a female. And I think we are so still stuck in this momentum of you need a partner, because money is about men. And it's really not that. You have to be able to stand on your own. And there's nothing wrong with standing on your own and knowing what money is, and understanding how it works. What is it? What is the value of it? You don't have to wear it, but know it, understand it, make it work for you.
That's incredible.
I want to meet Mary.
Yeah, we have to.
There's something about Mary. We got to meet her.
Oh my gosh, don't even.
No, we got to meet her. We got to figure this out.
Yeah, we got to get her to Houston.
We've got to get her to Houston. We've got to figure this out.
Send my condolences.
Condolences, yes, to you and the family.
Thank you. Thank you for the info, guys. I'm definitely going to lean that way.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Since 99, like, let's take a moment and let that breathe.
I was looking at the chart, like.
So everybody put in chat, long-term investing is the wave. There's no trader that has on paper and with real money that has outperformed that number of return. Long-term is the wave. Go ahead.
All right, let's go to another lady here. Denise, unmute yourself, please.
Oh, Denise.
Uh-oh.
No, it's been so long since it's been a fridge break.
YouTube, let's get back to 8,000
You
so we
hear
can
me?
get a scholarship.
Oh, there you go.
Denise, how are
Denise, what's
you?
going on? How they was talking crazy about you, but I was just saying, just be patient with her.
Hey guys, I'm happy to be on here to talk to you guys tonight. I have a quick question about I just recently stopped working, so I have a 401k that's like 250,000, and I'm a little bit afraid of like what's going to happen with the market coming with the recession. So I know I need to switch it over to an IRA. I also have some stocks, so I'm just kind of in that mode of not really knowing what to allocate everything in. So just trying to get some
You want to go
advice from you
first?
guys.
Yeah, as far as the question of rolling over to the IRA, it's definitely always a good. I'll just start this off with this. Is the reason why it's a good idea to roll over a 401k into an IRA is that when you leave your job, your 401k is kind of frozen in a sense. Not frozen where it's not growing; it's still growing, however it's invested, but it's frozen whereas you can't add money to it. You're kind of stuck. You're stuck with the investment options that are provided for you by the 401k. So 401k usually has like a menu of like, let's say 10 or 12 different investment options that you get to pick and choose from. Like, let's say Fidelity manages the fund, they'll give you like 15 different options to choose from. So you can't just invest in anything you want. You have to invest in what is given to you in the 401k. You really can't get investment advice on it. Like legally, if you call a 1-800 number, they can't actually like give you advice over the phone. Most of the time, people don't have a relationship with the advisor that did their 401k when they're no longer with the job. You can't borrow from it when you're no longer working. So there's not really a lot of advantages of keeping an old 401k at the 401k. So that's the reason why you roll into an IRA, because now when you roll into an IRA, you can invest in anything that you want. You can put money into the IRA over the course of time. It serves as a central hub. So if you have a couple old 401ks, it kind of gets hard to manage. So you can roll it all into one central IRA. So these are all the benefits of actually doing an IRA first and foremost. Second of all, I believe she said what to invest in, right? Was that a question? Part of it?
Yeah, what stocks are you in?
What's up? Yeah.
So
Yes.
with the retirement,
I'm sorry, say that again.
You said you were interested in what to invest in the 401k, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So with the retirement account, me personally, I like to be a little bit more conservative. I wouldn't necessarily take a lot of risk with my retirement account. So we talk about, a lot of great ETFs. Ian always talks about VOO, VTI. QQQ is one of my personal favorite ones. You have the XLKs of the world, SPY, which is the S&P 500. So, I would go more on the index ETF route. I feel like that'll be a something that you can sleep well at night, knowing that you're investing in, 20 of the top companies in the world, and not necessarily putting it in one company. And with the IRA, also, it's important to keep in mind that it's also a long-term play, even when you're in retirement. Retirement is just the beginning part of it. So it's like most people, it's crazy because you talk about Mount Everest, and most people die on Mount Everest coming down the mountain, not coming up the mountain. Reason being is that everybody has a plan getting up the mountain, but nobody ever really considers how they're going to get down the mountain. So retirement is the same way. I look at like the day you retire is like the top of the mountain, but that's only half the battle. Now you actually have to get down. So, you could live another 20, 30 years in retirement. So the money still has to actually work for you. You just can't have it in a conservative bond account when you retire, because, when you're taking money out, if it's not growing, and you're taking too much money out, what's going to happen over the course of time is that you're going to actually run out of money. So that's why you still want to be invested in the stock market at all times at some level of exposure. Now you might, peel it back as you get, older, but all of those different funds that we just talked about, VOO, QQQ, SPY, they all give you exposure to the stocks. And, it'll still have time to grow over the course of time. Even if it's at an all-time high right now, 10 years from now, it's going to be higher. Odds
Absolutely.
are the stock market is going to be higher than it is now.
Unless they stop quantitative easing, which is very
Okay.
low. Well, what individual stocks are you in currently?
What stocks are you in currently? I don't.
Oh,
She doesn't know.
I have like 29 different stocks. I don't know if you guys can still hear me.
Name 4?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Can you name 4?
Yeah, Roku was one of them. TDOC, Fifth Third Bank, FT. Am I breaking up?
No, we hear you. No. So you said you were in Teladoc?
Yeah, Teladoc, which I know I should have exited, but I just was afraid because at one point I really had like a good thing going. And then a lot of my stocks have just kind of fallen off here lately. I think I have 29 different positions. So I've been trying to kind of figure out how to balance it without losing as much or losing.
Would it be a great help if you got the first scholarship tonight for Red Panda Stock Club?
I'm actually in Stock Club. I'm new.
Oh, we got to get that portfolio cleaned up tonight then.
Okay.
For sure. So send me your list at ian@joinredpanda.com. Send me all 29. I'll tell you which ones to get rid of. We got to get rid of Fifth Third, Teladoc. And what was the other one you mentioned? Roku. Yeah, we got to get rid of all those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send you an email tonight. Thank you, Ian. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Denise.
Thank you. Can we somebody's been spamming YouTube with the same question every minute. What are your thoughts on waste management?
And then let's block since you want to spam. I'm gonna answer your question, but I want you guys to be kind. Listen, stop doing this. Yeah, I know they're nice. I'm not. Stop playing with me. Waste Management is a great company. I appreciate you being here. Can we block them? Shout out to Michael Batnick, who put out the first crypto index, but you wanted to tell him he didn't know. Okay. We gonna see who knows what when this crash happens. Net worth check next year. Oh, everybody was talking options. Come to the table. We're gonna have a big paperwork party next year.
Listen,
and Rashad, 22 bottles. I got you.
Listen. When you see him pick up this microphone,
it is not playing.
Stop playing with him. Man. Stop playing with him.
Next question.
No, I'm not high or drunk. I am high off Jesus and ally. I love y'all.
High off ally. Oh, let's get one more question, Janet, if we can, please.
All right, Jeremy, unmute yourself, please.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Jeremy, my brother. Listen.
Y'all.
I was there yesterday with you, man. I heard you speaking in the club yesterday, man. Powerful. We coming to Oakland, by the way. Just letting you know.
I'm on the East, man. I've been on the East Coast for.
Oh, that's right. That's why you came this way. But dope yesterday, man. Listening to your testimonial, man, it was powerful. Thank you for sharing.
I appreciate that. And another one, I'm just gonna give flowers like I always do, man. Every one of our revolutionaries, every one of our civil rights leaders have been speaking about wealth, and it's tied in with my question. And they've been speaking about wealth, and they literally looking down on each one of your spirits, and thank God y'all came into most of our lives, man. That's the truth. But my question really is circling around like, all right, what are the next steps after wealth is created? And you guys alluded to a little bit of it tonight, like talking to group economics, group politics, like what is the next step after wealth's created? How do we start to focus as a culture on group economics and community building? And then do you have a vision that helps us build unity that takes us away from the individualism and the separation that is killing our community?
I feel like somebody just asked me this question, and in Miami, that's crazy. That's a great question, and I feel like there's different steps to the process. And the first step is taking care of yourself and taking care of your family, and creating strong individuals. And then when you have enough strong individuals, now you can create a strong community. Group economics definitely has to be part of the conversation, and not just on like just fluff conversation. Group economics, like what does that really mean, right? Like actually having real group economics where it's like we can actually have funds, and we can actually have banks, and we can actually have institutions and things of that nature.
Companies.
Yeah, publicly traded companies, things of that nature. So group economics definitely has to be part of the situation. Politics definitely has to be part of the situation. Understanding politics, becoming more politically mature, not just voting out of emotions. I feel like a lot of times, like we do stuff out of emotions. We're very emotional a lot of times, and it's like politicians use that against us. So you can't be emotional in politics, because there's no emotions in politics. So that's something that we really have to come to the table. And then the next step after that is a global conversation, and really having global conversations and building, global summits and really connecting the dots. That's why, you see us go to Jamaica, you see us go to Egypt, you see us go to Nigeria, you see us talking to Shine, who's, probably going to be the prime minister of Belize one day. We're not just doing this just for no reason. Like, we personally want to establish relationships, learn, educate ourselves, because we understand that, the world is big. It's much bigger than just the United States of America. So as a community, we have to understand that, get past trivial differences that we have, because ultimately we're stronger together. And if you look at like the G8 summit or the G20 summit, every country doesn't get along. Russia and America don't have to get along to sit down and have a conversation, and they still work on stuff, because ultimately, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So I think, that's a kind of a long answer, because it's not just a short solution, but I feel like that's just a couple of things that come after building personal wealth.
Yeah, I think I'll add to that just briefly, because a lot of times we talk about generational wealth, but what I've been realizing is, you have to teach sustainable wealth, because it's not good just to have the amount. And if the next generations don't have the education, it'll be squandered again. And so we have to continue educating ourselves. We have to continue to share our resources and share our knowledge. I think for the first time in history, man, it's just been a time where people actually are acquiring knowledge and sharing it at a revolutionary pace. So that's why we call it the financial revolution, because it's not being hoarded anymore. The information is readily available. And so we can work hard for it and have a desire to have the knowledge. But if the next generations don't continue that, then we're going to go in a reversal pattern. So let's teach sustainable wealth while we're acquiring the generational wealth. And that's how we can live beyond our means and beyond our children and our lineage and our heritage means that we ever thought was possible. So sustainable wealth.
This is the section where I'm going to ask you guys if you want me to tell the truth or not. I'll go from there.
I do. I want the truth.
I'm asking Rashad and Troy first.
Let's
table it.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to hear this truth.
That's Market Mondays After Dark.
Oh man.
I'll give you this quote though: "Wealth to get power, power to protect money." That is a quote from the Medici family. Start there. The thing I will say though, yes, I hope that we can get to that point. The truth is, most of us don't want that. But if the United States of America is a corporation, how can you as a non-shareholder build wealth in a non-shareholder-based corporation if you're not a part of it? Can't do it here. Next. That's the truth. Honest God's truth. Shout out to Charlamagne.
We global.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Another glorious Market Mondays.
And I stress for shout out from top to bottom, but I appreciate you. Our pre-pod show and post-pod would be incredible.
That's a fact.
That would be incredible.
That is a fact.
The EYL reality show.
Behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh.
The B-roll.
I can do 55 minutes on me getting on their nerves.
I know they like, yo, how do y'all do it? How do y'all do it? If we actually think about our days, I'm like, yo, how are we doing this? Like, this is
the unedited, the unedited version of Market Mondays pay-per-view. It's not a bad idea. That's not actually a bad idea.
I'm glad you guys stopped in. I want to hear more, but that's for
he just told you.
We said in public.
I want more.
I mean, I'll say, well, after we get wealth, I'll keep it clean and save the other stuff for another day. After we get money, we then have to get power to protect the money. So we talked about that with lobbying and politics, stuff like that. We have to have family rules. Most Black families don't have rules of conduct, of code of conduct, of what money is going to go, what career paths you're allowed to be a part of, who you're allowed to marry, what actions you're allowed to take, or you'll be cut off. Even with the culture thing, the culture like the streets is a myth. What culture are we talking about? Black people have to operate with a code of conduct. There is no code that exists due to people wanting to play in the streets. A lot of y'all playing street. The ones that I know that are really in the streets that want to get out, they don't behave the way that y'all do. Shout out to the ones that I really know. Back home, East St. Louis, East Chicago, Gary, Chicago, East Orange, yada, right? And we see it in rap all the time. It seems like every month someone's getting killed. There's no code of conduct that we have, or no lines of respect. Now, this is the biggest thing we can have immediately. Women, you decide how we behave. So if you begin, this is the real reason why no dude wants to be a long-term investor, because y'all not giving the love into the long-term investor. D-boy is getting the love, right? So when you start lifting the skirt for them, then an adjustment will be made. Y'all set the tone. Y'all want the good dude after the D-boy then ran through. That's why I say, do we want to have real talk or we want to have surface level?
You asked for it, Janet. You asked for it, Janet.
Be careful.
And that's before we go to the corporation.
I'm the only woman on right now. I feel like I have to say something now.
You're not representative of the population, but they know what I'm saying. There's a whole bunch of dudes getting off here that's nerds going straight to you point after. Can't clap nothing.
Yeah, don't DM me, guys.
28 bottles for a shot. I promise you.
Can we get the entertainment? Hey, yo, just put the bottle emoji in chat.
I owe him that and hold me to that too. 28. Boy, I done gave a shot more headaches in 2 weeks than I ever intended to.
More bottles.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson.
We had 8,100 people on YouTube, so I want to, if we could,
let's get 2 Star Club and 2 Sniper.
And I want to give some EY University scholarships away as well. So
let's do that.
What's the best way to do this? Put their names and email.
Yeah. All
right. If you're interested, put your name and your email. So, all right, Ian, you're doing two Star Club scholarships and 2 Sniper scholarships.
Yeah, 2 Sniper. Yeah,
and we'll do 5 EY University scholarships.
Well, I got a match. You got to do 5 and 5.
All right. So, put your name and your email address in the YouTube chat if you're interested in getting a scholarship. And Janet, you want to take some screenshots of this?
Yeah,
you can do one.
Yes,
the earners are putting their emails as well. I guess they want to be a stock.
So obviously, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll screenshot this one over there.
So those are the Scott.
Well, we definitely can get Prudent Mom, man. She's been tuning in for like 2 years straight. So if you
Prudent Mom, that's a day one. Shout out to her. Yeah, she's day one.
So
she's day one.
All
right, I'm gonna freeze my screen right here and then take a snapshot.
I don't see anybody on YouTube doing it though. Am I delayed?
No, I don't see it either.
I see bottles going up, so maybe it's a little.
You might need to give them a second. Yeah.
Maybe it's delayed.
Wait, so am I picking earners in the Zoom?
Just pick like a couple earners,
okay.
But then the YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, they're just putting their first. Yeah, email is gonna be better than just putting your name.
We need an email. We need email. We need your name and email. Extremely important.
Snowden would have a field day with the Zoom chat right now. Look at all these emails coming through. And then if you guys can tell us what you want to learn on the next episode or in 2022, let us know.
Yeah, that's a fact. 2022, we got 2 episodes left of this year, which is crazy. It's been an incredible year.
It's been a hell of a run.
I mean, it gives, they're like, oh, how do you guys do it? I'm like, yo, we just have fun every month. We have fun every day, but Monday nights, we always have a lot of fun. All right, this episode of Earn Your Leisure. This episode of Market Mondays.
And Earn Your Leisure, one of the greatest podcasts ever in the history of mankind.
Ever created. Don't ever play yourself. Is the leading... Ally Financial is a leading digital financial service company with passionate customer service and innovative financial solutions. They are relentlessly focused on doing it right and being a trusted financial service provider for both customers and communities. Get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on the things that matter to you. Shout out to our folks at Ally. I got a good feeling that we'll be seeing Ally in United Masters and Earn Your Leisure again for a major moment. Shortly. Stay tuned.
That was a great decision. That was a great decision for that Art Basel situation. It's a great decision.
This our talk-ish moment. Let's go. You know.
We said, hey, look, we know what we didn't get to say.
Yeah.
We didn't really get to pay attention to those fabrics. I want y'all to really pay attention to those fabrics that was being put on full display. It's really not to like stun on anybody. It's just to inspire. you know, we felt like Miami is a place where, you know, you gotta feel.
And y'all have to
right?
drop top action too. I missed all that.
I mean, we're gonna get to the Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? We're gonna get there.
I don't see any emails on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, that's so weird. Do they hear me?
I think it hides it somehow.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
Did they just started that?
Yeah, maybe because I'm just seeing a bunch of names. So maybe if I tap their name, let me see. Nah, not even.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. YouTube,
Tremendous.
I'm sorry, but we tried.
I never saw that.
I'll give 5 to Ernest. Yeah,
I never saw that before.
Tell them to put their IG or something. I don't know.
Yeah, put your IG in.
All I need is to pick 5 people. So
put your Instagram. Put your Insta. YouTube. The YouTube is not letting us see emails. So put your Instagram handle, and then Janet's just going to randomly select some people. She'll DM you, and then she'll get your information that way. So just put your Instagram handle. Let's
see if that works.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, but like I said, we weren't. It wasn't a braggadocious type of attempt. What we really were highlighting is supporting each other, and we could support a lot of luxury brands, but rather than that, we supported a hometown hero from where we from. Shout out to our Bogart, Mike Barnett.
Shout out to Mike B.
He is a stylist for the stars, and now he's from our hometown, so he's designed a lot of the stuff you see us in.
Ian had a nice suit on too.
Ian had that. He had that pink pocket square.
He went back to the suit. It's been a while. It's been a while since he had a suit on.
Certain moments I got to bring it out. That's game day footage.
Yeah, he came Miami ready. Yeah. And the superstar was there.
Yes.
Shout out to my baby
Xander pulled up.
Shout out to Xander.
Shout out to him, man. We flicked it up with him.
Like, why all these people know me? I'm like, you got a long life ahead of you, son.
We'll explain that later, kid.
Oh, some people put their email in the super chat. That's smart.
Is that
super chat? That's a hell of a hustle to pay $9.99 in a stock club. Let's honor that. And to the person in the comments, no one hurt me. I don't have the issues.
Oh, there we go.
I was referring to the other brother.
Shout out to Brandon Chisholm. Shout out to you, Brandon.
Yes.
I see Jared Knight just came through. Shout out to you.
Oakland, California. We are headed your way this Saturday. We are headed to Oakland, California, and we are doing a free real estate expo. Go to earnyourleisure.com, hit the events tab. It's at 10 a.m. You must get there early. Need the whole Bay Area to show out. Shout out to Chase for sponsoring that. And it's gonna be a vibe. If you want, call. Also, we always have the link to Stock Club in the descriptions of this video too. So if you ever want to sign up to Stock Club, we have the link of the Stock Club in the description of every YouTube video that we ever post on Market Monday. So heads up for that if you want to.
And if you're in, you made some money. I love y'all.
I still don't really see it.
They put them in the super chat. Shout out to Danielle Lawson. I see you on the $10 super chat. What's up? Got your email. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Shout out to you. You think this is how Dame felt dealing with Kanye?
Jay, because Dame and Kanye is the same person. So Jay, I would say Jay. Yeah, Dame and Kanye, that's like they the same person pretty much. What Jay probably.
It's just entertainment. Entertainment, spice.
Shout out to Dame Dash, man. Oh, happy birthday to Jay-Z. Happy belated birthday to Jay-Z.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a fact. That's
a fact. The Billy Goat.
Happy birthday to my guy Pierre. It's actually his birthday today. From Dream Team. Love you, brother.
Appreciate what up?
My guy.
Enjoy the day. All right. It's been an excellent Market Mondays. Take the information that you gained, execute it. Make sure you check out Earn Your Leisure tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about amateur athletics, pro athletics, OTE. That's
incredible.
Super dope vibe. And shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that we met this weekend. Everybody always shows us love every time we in the streets, in the airports, all over, man. It's extremely humbling. You know what? Shout out to Big Business. He said one of the most realest things of all time. He always says some dope quotes, but he came on Friday and he was like, this is amazing what y'all doing. He was like, the important people are now important. He's like, the important people are now important. And that was really profound to me, where it was like people that's really adding value, people that's really changing people's lives are being championed. So that was dope. And I really, it's a dope time where, people that are talking about financial literacy can get, championed and celebrated. So shout out to everybody.
Shout out to Philly. What up?
To everybody watching, if you're inspired, just master your craft. Everybody told me I was crazy before I did this. Won't work. Too black, too harsh, too arrogant, like rap too much, like basketball too much. Stick to your craft. Your moment will come. I told me the same thing. No one wants to interview like that. Okay. It's a lot of power in being you.
That's a fact. You could be anybody in the world, even yourself.
Even yourself.
Shout
out EYL Fashion Rebels, the biggest with the drip. We do have some plans for this merch. It's not just being done in vain. We do have some big plans to really change the game. Again.
Keyword again. Yo, shout out to 13th and Create, our boys. I see they on the check-in. B, what up? Lil, what up?
B, what up?
Yo, I need that.
We had some great conversations.
Hey, camera. Heard you been looking for me.
Hey. Jada Kiss, I'm going to ask you again. Where's my verse? Let's get to it, family. I love you. I know you king of verses. Come on. We need to bring you out because when I get to Atlanta and Memphis, the boys going to take the whole soundtrack. So shout out 2 Chainz. Shout out Tech. I appreciate you. Shout out Def Jam.
Hey, did you watch that versus battle? Speaking of, did you watch that 3-6?
I'm glad that it didn't escalate further.
Yeah,
Busy Bone and Juicy J got into a little altercation.
Listen, I ain't gonna let none of y'all make fun of me. Listen, if I told Pete, yo, slap me, peeing down. If I ever get on stage,
you threw the mic at him. I thought you threw a water bottle.
He threw the mic at him.
Damn,
you crazy.
Boom, 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 boom,
to the club.
Y'all better not be on stage making fun of me. Do your verse, fam.
They said Busy need to change his name to Crazy Bone. Shout out to Cleveland. Legends. They legends though.
Nah, super legends.
Yeah,
super legends. I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad it did escalate because that would have been an ugly moment. That would have been an ugly moment.
But if I was Swiss, I would have paid them 5 weeks late.
At least.
The insurance on that would have been crazy.
No equity play for them.
Man, them boys in Memphis don't play. Like, once again, recipes, Dolph. I pray over y'all city. Our city is not one to play with. Please, man, keep the peace. I'm staying out of y'all city business. But man, Memphis, Arkansas, some of them towns, not for play. Not for play.
Little Rock, Arkansas. Banging in Little Rock.
Not for play.
Remember that documentary?
1995.
Yeah.
East St. Louis, not for
HBO play. I heard St. Louis. We got to get this together.
East St. Louis, Illinois. St. Louis not for play either, but East St. Louis, not for play.
We gotta straighten this out.
Shout out to the Midwest. Yes.
Yeah, we are.
New York City. We have
not for play.
We have some big plans for the city. We going. I'm looking forward to speaking to the new mayor. Let's get New York back on track. Let's get a campaign to get New York.
Bring the city back.
Let's get it back.
Let's bring the city back.
Let's bring it back. Let's
King of the town.
I need an honorary key or something. Houston, what we doing?
Home and home. That's a fact. Hey, look, you know how this works, man. Call somebody, reach out to somebody, text somebody. It's the holiday season. We're doing something really special for a couple of communities where we live, and we'll be doing something on a global stance as well. But first, take care at home, right? There are family and loved ones that you probably haven't called or reached out to. Please do that. Take care of your family. Yes. Take care of your friends. Cherish them. Cherish these moments. Not just during the holidays, but every day. So please do that.
In Atlanta, we had it home. You know, it's our second home. So we had it.
We'll be there tomorrow.
It's called Legendary.
Y'all going tomorrow?
Yeah. You coming?
I mean, you let me know. I'm free.
Oh yeah, we got. Pull up.
We got. We going. I'll tell you what we're doing offline. But
Yeah. And then I'm gonna do 85 on a 14 too.
Okay. So, shout out to 85 South. Shout out to Chad, Los, all of the guys, man.
Chico. Yes.
So Atlanta will be in the building. Then LA will be in the building. Then Oakland will be in the building. We don't stop.
That's just this week. It's called That's Just This Week.
Yo, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. I told myself, I'm gonna pick you up from school tomorrow. And then I looked on my calendar and I realized that I'm flying out tomorrow.
Yeah, I told the same thing. I'm like, yo, Tuesday. I'm like, damn, I can't even do it. We got to FaceTime. So at least I'm glad you're there in Miami. That's crazy. But
yeah,
shout out to Black dads. Love y'all. I'm gonna do something special for y'all next year too.
Took a lot to be able to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, we love you.
I'm gonna be less Kanye in 2022.
Nah. More wins.
Rashad didn't say more. Look at Rashad. He like, why are you telling this?
More
Because if I get extra animate, no, I'm done. I'm playing.
Yo, y'all be safe, man. Safe.